I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Brett. Oh, not here. Stan.
Yep.
Christie, here. Duncan.
Here.
And Angie.
Here.
So Brett absent. And if a bunch of people strike out, he'll be here.
I know, right? Sometimes that's all that happens. You're like.
You did see that
Somebody
one
hit the
sixth,
ball.
that Tiger sixth inning the other day that looked, they went batted around, the other team batted around and started over. again.
Good night.
All right. Comments from the community for items not on the agenda. Mr. Dennis Ballard, please.
I would like to wait till you go to do speak last.
Sure,
That's all right.
sure. Who else?
Pete Hagan, I'm next to him.
Excuse me, what is that?
Pete Hagan, H-A-G-A-N. You want this?
Yeah, he takes that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just to address the flood issue we're having at 902 Big Hand. It's just gradually blowing crash on the ground. In the place, there's a commercial dumpster in the front yard that's been for a couple of weeks, which gets empty every week. At least 3 dozen cars in the back, junk. They've been there for decades. I don't know what they're leaking. Or on wells. I don't know if that's making its way over to my yard or not. It's just, it's really getting a pile of junk. That's all it is. It's a dump. It's a dump. And I don't know where this stuff's all coming from or what they're doing with it. But at this point, I'd like to see the township start looking at some kind of action against the property owner. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Name's Ernest Pedri. My paper here. Oh, present you one picture. This is looking out my front picture window. You know, and open the blinds, that's nice. Okay. This is it. Hey, I've been friends with these people for years. I've plowed their snow for 25 years, but it's gotta be, something's gotta stop it. I mean, grandkids moved in and they're bringing every junk car. They do derby cars. Okay, they got a pile of it. I think they get all these cars so I can stick the parts off. But it's getting to be out of hand. When the Jerry Fike was still alive, they kept it up pretty good. But now when he passed away, grandkids bring cars. I seen bring another one in the other day. I mean, I was here last year. I filed a complaint and they gave them warnings and that, but nothing's been done. They cut the grass maybe once a year. It's just a total waste. I mean, they dump it. I complain about the dumpster in front of here. I see rats, raccoons, cats. I mean, everything possible coming out of that dumpster. You know, something's got to be done. This is going on way too long. I mean, that was a beautiful piece of property back there when I moved in. I mean, I used to ride my grandkids on snowmobile back there. Now you're weaving in and out of junk cars, buses, tires. I mean, they got, I wouldn't doubt they don't have a couple hundred tires laying back there. And wow, I mean, she had to get a new stove. The new stove, they threw it out the back door. It's been laying there for probably 2 years. I mean, it's just, I don't know, reminds me of hillbillies in Kentucky, I hate to say it. But you know, something's got to be done about this mess. What about all the gas and oil leaking out of these cars? I mean, it's got to be damaging everybody's well waters around the area. I mean, it's way too long. My wife gets upset seeing this out of her window. She opens the front blinds. She really like to open them, look at the mess they got there. I mean, sometimes a bunch of cars are working on them out there, and a lot of noise. And sometimes they empty that dumpster at 6 in the morning. I shouldn't have to listen to that. You know, you garbage pickup in your taxes. Why do they need a dumpster?
What, do you know what company that dumpster is?
No.
I think you could see it on
I
that
might be able to sit
picture.
here. I can make load up.
Oh, Jeff's rubbish.
You know,
All right.
but Township's gotta do something before it gets too bad. I mean, it's, everybody drive, my friends come over, they say, "We live across the street from a dump." You know, it looks pretty bad when you come out of my driveway and you see that, you know. And these other two gentlemen live on both sides of them. It's, something's gotta be done. I mean, our property values, my taxes should go down to live next door to across the street from a dump. You know, hey, I might come in and try to fight my taxes, you know, what's our property values to be able to dump be in there. Well, that's all I'm gonna need to say right now.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
My name's Tim Hebert. I'm the first house east of this, what they call dump, but the dump is better than this place. At least they have regulations. My neighbors have beautiful property. All this stuff is coming, who knows where it's coming from? The guys don't even live there. Just the grandma lives there. She's wheelchair bound. And they're bringing in, I'm sure you're familiar with them, Bruce, because they're demolition derby guys.
I've been to court with them.
You know, it's totally ridiculous. My pond has an oil sheen on it. Our watershed is being threatened. There's over 100 cars over there turned upside down. You know the condition of demolition derby cars.
I do.
I counted 85 for my property, and that's just what I could see without going over there. This is a health hazard. These tires, you know, are mosquito breeding grounds. There's thousands of tires over there. This is going on way too long. I have been here numerous times too with complaint forms. Do we have an ordinance enforcement officer?
We do.
Is he getting paid?
He is. I saw that it was on the ordinance report this month for that place.
He's not the retired sheriff, is he?
No, he's not.
Because that guy's been to my house too, and what a bunch of malarkey that guy be.
Well, this is a new guy. It's hard to get.
Are they afraid of him or what?
You know, I don't know what's taking so long. I'm honestly embarrassed because I talked with him before he went to Florida.
I'm on the other side. Any of you are welcome to come over to my house and see this mess. Please come by and see it. I have to look at this on a daily basis. My wife died of a brain aneurysm and I attribute it to this stuff.
They brought in 2 shipping containers during the winter. I don't know.
There's everything. There's boats, snowmobiles, cars, trucks, dump trucks, buses, you name it. It's not just cars, school buses, motorhomes. There's numerous motorhomes there. That's in the back where you can't see from the street, but I have to look at it.
I'm for sure going to have the ordinance officer contact the EPA about this and see if they can do anything. Because it's gonna take an agency to do something. We've been to court with them several times and
Do they get fined or
well,
what?
yeah, they get fined, they pay their fine, they stand around and promise they're gonna clean it up. And then they do little or nothing, and then you gotta start over from scratch.
Those are just new pictures. I gave you plenty of pictures before, overhead pictures and everything. So.
They're probably in the file, yeah.
Hi, I'm Bill Speller. And I want to apologize to each and every one of you, but you're not gonna like me, you know. And I apologize, I'm not a hard guy to get along with, but 32 years running a multi-billion-dollar company, the CEO and CFO, in the court hundreds of times, something I know of court, not tell you quite frankly, my lawyer, Charlie. Your guy, I'm saying, what's the gentleman's name?
Tracy?
The ordinance officer, yeah.
They talked to him, we asked him, well, find many people. His words are to me, I have a witness. I don't want to do that. I want the board to tell me, I work for them, they write my checks. He's not doing his job, he should be replaced. I'm talking from a management standpoint, and sir, I work with all due respect. And the way he's right, when it comes to management, he doesn't do his job, it's your responsibility to make them, and them. I did it for 32 years, I mean, that's honest. So I do apologize, but you're welcome to come to my house. I want you to come to my house and see what I got to show you. And what I'm showing you has happened in the last 5 months. I've been in Florida. Like we said, I talked to you before. Well, I don't care about the demolition cars, but we used to be back in the back. And I couldn't see all this stuff, you know, all right, that's their hobby, okay, but it's true about the oil and gas. But it didn't bother me. Now I am looking directly at, They got, I looked at a railroad car, kind of railroad cars, both on a rail. They're directly in front of my field, and I come out my back door, my patio. Plus, when they put that, when you hit another, you said I what, how many cars? I counted 86 cars over last year. There's over 100 cars every day. I got the pictures to prove it. They're numbered. The first four you will see is what I'm looking at from my door. The other is all scattered. It's not cars, it's every kind of material you can think of. I mean, you think of it, it's there. But if you want a Coke or Pepsi, they got a Pepsi machine. You get tired of looking at the junk, go over and have a Pepsi. And I see these people, they all smoke, they're out there. How long is it gonna be for a fire truck to be tired? That car, it's gonna blow my house up. We have a blight problem here, we have a health department thing, and we have a fire hazard. That's not enough to go to court on, there's not. And I've got a copy of your ordinance, I mean, this is your ordinance, I don't need to give you, I mean, if you want it, I got a copy for you.
No, I know the other.
And it addresses directly what we're seeing, directly. And it talks about any junk car has to be in enclosed storage where you can see them. We have ordinance on the building and the law, any car on your property has to be licensed. With license, but why can't we go out there, these 100 cars, each one of them, give a ticket for each one? You think you go to court once, you know, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. I need a supervisor in my maturity department when I worked. I couldn't get one, I went out and got another one. I couldn't get him, I went out, I got it right. It came back to me. And I'm gonna be just telling this guy, I'm sorry, I keep getting the name.
Well, you don't need to apologize.
But, well, you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. You're really not. But I'm keeping records. I've got my lawyers on this already. When I get this file together. You say you can't sue the township? Well, it's called politics. It's how good your lawyers is, what judges you know. You can get all kinds of things done. I've done it for 32 years. I want to work with you guys. I'm more than willing to work with you guys. I'm easy to get along with. As long as you do your job. Don't bother me. I won't bother you. If you need help, I'll give you the shirt off my back if it helps you. If it's not being done, I'm going to be your biggest. You've never dealt with nobody like you dealt with me. I promise you that. That's not a brag. That's fact. I got 32 years of proof of that. And I've already got it. I got enough right now, according to my lawyer, for all these years, so we can go right now and go to court. We can force this board into it. I tell you, my wife, before my wife passed, she said I always give my hand away. She's right. I'm an honest man. I'll never blow smoke up you. I won't lie to you. You're going to take anything I tell you to the bank. That's one thing you can do. We're between me and my lawyer, we're going to be contacting the EPA, the DNR, the health department, every news station in this town and in Detroit, and every paper in this town will be contacted within the next 3 weeks to have things written. Well, that's the only way if you can get things, and you and I both know. That's how you get things done. You get it on TV, you get it in the paper. You guys can't do it. You know, maybe you're doing your job. You're telling these guys to go do it. I'm sure you are. But they're not following, they're turning it over to the attorney. Do this. You never call it back. No. You push them. You pay these. I look, I got, you know, former accountant, come here, I picked up your budget. I'm looking at it. You don't have anything, you spend legal $4,200. Oh, what have you done? But you've got a contingency of $20,000 in that same department. You can put that in a sinking fund, you can put that in a reserve, it's all legal to go after these people. It's money well spent. You've got people right here that want this done. And I got these complaints from these people like they handed you. This is sad. This is sad. Here's the more. I pulled people's names out of here today because they're fearful of retaliation of these people. Now they're living in fear. This is going to stop. I hope they come fear me. But then there'll be a real problem. Here's 9 more people. And I pulled a couple out. I'm not going to mention their names because they're fearful. But that is the honest truth. And other people here can verify that's happened.
We don't have to have a name anymore on a complaint form.
Wow.
So we
But
just,
that's, it's.
but
good that you did.
one's enough,
Good
you
that
know,
you did.
yeah.
Well, I've got copies of all of.
Because we're probably gonna have to call people into court to do this, so it'll be great.
I didn't think it was worth it, but
You know, it's, again, and pull names out, and people are, older people especially are afraid that. You read the complaints, they're afraid of the noise. I listen to the noise, I like demolition derbies, I listen to where run them things, but I don't see them. And I don't mind it. All that stuff, but when you look at them pictures, they're numbered. You got, I wrote it out right there. I'm looking directly at two, I call them railroad cars. And since they put those two there, there's at least 12 or 15 more junk cars they brought in, plus all kinds of material. This is ridiculous, guys. Somebody is not doing a job. And I'm sorry, Bruce. Yeah. It could be your people, but I hold you responsible because they work for you.
I understand.
And I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm gonna go, I don't know where I gotta go, the state or governor, county, but I'm gonna get a form for Freedom of Information Act. And I'm gonna follow you guys. I'm gonna be here every week. I wanna know everything you've done to them, any legal documents, any written things. I want copies of them. And I will be here every week doing them. I will have my case. First of all, you guys do your job, we got no problem. We'll go take them to court if I have to myself. But if you don't, I'm bringing over my real estate agent. Like I was here with you before. Our agent was there appraising my house. I want to move back to Florida. 5 months. I'm bringing her back over. She's a broker. I'm going to get a signed, notarized affidavit from her. I want to ask her, what's my house value now looking at that? Whatever the reduction is, I'm holding this department responsible for it. If I can't sell my house for what I had it for, she appraised it for. My property tax, now I understand being in the county, your appraiser probably used the state evaluation board formulas, and he probably didn't even go out, I understand, we make assumptions. There's no way you can increase my tax. When junkyard thing moving next to me. No way. I don't see how a lady would have to stand on like that. How can you? And I'm asking you personally, you want to look out your door there? My favorite place in my whole house is sitting out in my patio, listening to my music in summer. I don't even watch Steve Ellison. Now I'm looking right at that. They once had a purse sitting there right in the open, you can see, right on my property line. I did go ask them to move it, and they did move it. But they're not gonna move all that stuff. They shouldn't be moving, they should be moving it out. Again, I apologize for my disposition, but I don't think you'd be any happier if it was you. Tell me anybody on this board, honestly, would you like to see it? Would you? Would you? And what would you do? I ask you, what would you do if you were me? That's all. Would you not go to your board? I'm doing this.
I'm sure I would.
I'm following the steps my attorneys told me to do. I'm getting all the boxes checked, crossing all my T's, dotting all my I's, but I'm not gonna go to court. Oh, step 3, you didn't do it. I'm gonna do them. And they will be done. And I will have that file, Freedom of Information Act. And I want to know everything that's because nobody got back to me after we talked. When we came last year and complained, nobody reported nothing to it. Nobody's done nothing. Nobody has done nothing. Fire them or get someone who can do it. And I'll tell you what, I'll go to working for you. You don't have to pay me a penny. You just give me the authority to handle this. And I'll take care of that. I'll make sure that thing is cleared out. I give you my word of 32 years as the auditor and the CEO and the CFO. And we never fail to make money in my company. Not 1 month. And people words. I'll get rid of the people that don't work. I'll get somebody that does work. It will get done. And you won't have to pay me a damn dime if it don't get done. I'm offering my service for that. What else I can do?
I might just take you up on that.
You give me the authority to do what has to be done, and it'll be started tomorrow. Believe me.
This is right in the ordinance.
I mean,
Clean up undesirable areas.
you don't have, it, almost everything we said is written right here. Almost word for word. What more do you need? This is your power. You have the power to take care of this. You don't need any more laws. You don't have to write any more ordinance. It's there. Just take care of it. Bruce, I hope we become the best friends,
I
but
hope so
you're
too.
gonna hate me in the meantime, but I'm gonna be the biggest burr up your ass you've ever had. And I don't have.
Well, and if it gets that place cleaned up, then that's worth it.
And again, like, here's your.
Putting that in the minutes.
I know, right?
Here's your budget. I went through it as an accountant, I looked at your expenditures, I see your revenues, right here. In one department, you've got a contingency, what is that for? It's for what unexpected item,
Correct.
this is unexpected. You use that money to go after them. You have the money to go after this, and if your lawyers are not getting this done, get you some lawyers. But I fired many a lawyer. Right in the courtroom, I fired them, right in front of the judge, you're fired, you're not my attorney.
Well, we've gone through a few ourselves.
Well, you have got to push, they're no different than, they're no different than a doctor, if you don't ask, you don't, find out. You've got, a lot of these guys are just plain lazy, live off.
They are. We've had the do nothing lawyers, we've had the let's make a deal lawyers.
I've had controllers, assistant controllers, analysts, they wanna live off their name, you're not doing do your job, you'll never hear a word from me. If you don't, I will be there, and I'm giving you my word as a gentleman. I'm gonna be here every week, wanting to know, underneath the Freedom of Information Act, I'm gonna know everything that's been done. And I'm not gonna sit around, and things are not done, I'm gonna document it. I'm gonna build my file, I've got a pretty good file already started. And this, gentleman, he said you can't sue Township, legally you can. But like my lawyer told me,
I'm sure you can.
it's politics.
I'm sure you can.
And I know you can, it's been done over and over and over, but he witnessed it. Oh, you take him to court, nothing happens, we can't do it, well, if nothing happens, you go back, you got the right lawyer. You go in there, you make the right motions, you can just tear these people, just that one ordinance. On the license plates, go in there right now tomorrow. Write a ticket for every one of those things in there. And it's not taken care of, and I think it's 30 days. You go in there and you write another 30 tickets or 100 tickets. You keep doing it till you get what you need. That's what you gotta do. And I will tell, I'm contacting right health department, DNR, EPA. I'm calling my representatives. I'm even calling the center. I'm calling every paper around here. I'm calling every news station before the end of this week. They will all be notified. If you tell me you want me to wait 30 days or 60 days a week, I'll wait. But if you're not telling me it'll be done by the end of this week. Because if I get these people involved, especially TVs or whatever, then we're in a different ballgame.
Well, I'd like to ask you to wait 30 days and let me try to do
You give
something.
me your word from your word. I don't care what people, your word is what means things to me. My word is my iron code. You give me your word, you're gonna work on this.
I will work on it myself if Tracy won't do it.
Okay, well, I don't know the gentleman. All I can do is tell you from my talk to him. And I talked to him twice. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The day, I think it was Ed, is that right? Ernie, and you were together
Yeah,
before you went to Florida. You both gave me your name and phone number and I went directly into his office and gave him that information and said, these two guys are willing to go to court. We got to get on this one.
did you get any report?
No, I know. Well, I know as well as you do, nothing has happened so far. And I don't have any excuse for it, but to say that I can't do everybody's job.
Well, I agree with that 100%. But you know what? If those people can't do what they're responsible to do, then you need to get somebody else. If he's got to hide behind you, he's not doing it. People didn't hide behind me. They did. They only did it once, and that was it. Because I'm not going to do their job and my job.
And I'm not
My
afraid,
job is to make sure they do their job.
and I'm not afraid to fire people. My issue is finding somebody else to do
That's
the job.
true. I know. Many times I had to stay many hours late at night. I didn't leave office like most executives. I was there at 9, 10 o'clock at night, getting later, but I got it done.
Right.
I'm sorry again, but we can work together. Be glad to work together with you. But I'm not gonna stand by and let this go by. You've never dealt with nobody like me. I'm not gonna complain and let it go by.
I'm gonna keep your contact information. I'm gonna push him to get on it. If he don't, I'll make calls myself and start getting on it myself.
Tell them to come by and see me, please.
And I have gotten rats in my one building. I come
My
get
name's on
them.
that.
But you're, Tim, right?
Yep, right next door.
And what's your address?
Come by.
What's your address?
8880.
So we have got health issues with these rats. I mean, I'm a hunter. I always been my whole life, so I know animals. Everybody keeps saying, you must be a possum. It wasn't no problem. I know animals.
Mhm.
That rat was an S tier to living deal on me when I opened that. And it's right behind that dumpster. You go out there, man, I say 25 yards. Behind that dumpster, little patch of wood with my building, them rats have been there. How long's it gonna be when I'm in Florida, he's in Florida, they start getting our houses?
For sure.
And I'm not the kind of person who's gonna sell my house to somebody and not inform them of things. I don't work that way.
Okay.
So hopefully we can get this work, but I'm gonna be back here to check with you when the new week to see, you know, what actions have been taken. But I will still file for that underneath the Freedom Act,
Oh,
so I can get copies of everything, because I'm gonna build and file.
Okay.
And I apologize, you ladies. Tone,
Nope, I
I understand
yeah.
thank you.
Completely, yeah.
I remember years ago, it was nice.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on.
One comment, Alex said, on your budget, that contingency,
Yes.
that could be, there's any reason that could not be used as a safety fund or reserve. We fight this order or legal fees.
Sure could.
Okay. I know we're only, you know, finance, you only got so much to work with, but you're pretty healthy.
We're pretty.
We're healthy.
I'd like to know, I have to days, but I'd like to know what auditors you use, you certified as your book at year end.
They're called King and King.
They're local.
They're out of Lapeer.
Emily City.
Do they do quarterly reviews or annual, just
Annual.
and do they certify them numbers? Or just review them?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. They give us a whole audit report in a book form.
They send it out to the state and everything.
They send it to the state.
Yeah.
I don't mean.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's.
If you have a review, you have certifications, you're paying something, and if you have it, well, it's even you better, if you have big loans, they require certified, but without that,
Yeah, we don't have any
if
loans.
you're healthy, you don't have to have that. You have to meet state regulations, I don't know, maybe they require. I don't know.
Yeah, state regulations. I know we're meeting
I
that.
know, but I don't mean, do they require a certified or a review?
I can't answer that.
Okay. I like to.
Yeah, I
find
don't
that
know
out.
about that term, yeah, like what they,
And your fiscal year ends.
March 31st.
it already ended
Yeah, so you
Yep.
don't be doing reviews right now, I would admit.
in
Yep. In
June.
a month.
June.
So I would like to get a copy of that, if I need to get the financial, I mean, the Freedom Act, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
usually how soon do they get it?
A
Ready.
month after that.
So yes, I don't know if it would make the July.
It'll be July before we get the report.
Yeah.
It takes time to get that.
Yeah, July or, yeah, but
Other than that,
it's the 20th, yeah.
questions, I'll sit down.
All right, I'm gonna keep your contact information.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to talk to you anytime.
I tell you what, my phone, my daughter, if I don't have you in my contacts, it's gonna send you automatically to the voice thing, but you give me,
Yes.
you're gonna call me through here or
Yeah.
whatever, you give me your number, I'll put you in my contact, but when you call me, leave your name and number and I'll put you in my contact. You know, because I don't know, and my daughters did, they keep all the junk calls.
Yeah.
Here's one of my cards. My cell number's on there.
All right, and I'll put you in my contact.
I'm always I'm always available at myself. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm glad to see you again. I want to fix it.
For, you know, I've been friends with Mrs. Fight for 30 years. You know, I helped them out a lot.
And the kids are overrunning her. I get it.
Yeah, great kids.
And I'm really serious about them people, you know, I don't smoke, but I did it one time, the beer back there, and what's it gonna take, one time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, almost tired of fire, the gas wells are pretty cool.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
your cars, stuff like that, you can actually smell gas all the time, I'm sure, because in the right time, right place. Thank you.
All right, we'll see ya.
Thank you.
Did you have something you want to speak about?
No,
Just here to visit?
I thought the meeting was next week, then I realized it's this week, and I put this thing on, I was like, ah, it's not this week, it's next week.
Now you get to see how the other half lives.
Yeah. Keep you guys.
Okay, so communications, we got this letter from Kimball Township. They're going over their master plan. If you read it, it's basically a form letter that they always send out when they're doing it. I already responded to them and told them it was okay if they respond electronically. Next, approval of the agenda.
Very good. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Oh, support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, approval of the minutes from April 11th meeting. I have a question on these minutes, if I can find my paper. I didn't do anything about this because it's your issue to deal with, Phoebe, and I just want you to fix it. So on the first line, the add 300, add 300.
What page are you on, Bruce?
He's on the top
On
of
page
page
two,
two.
first line.
Oh, okay.
All right, do budget adjustment 300, add to park maintenance.
Mhm.
All right, so is this the old budget or the new budget that this is?
That was the old one.
Okay, can we put that in there? That it was for which budget?
You
it
could
was
say for your 2022 to 2023 budget.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
To,
does it say where this money's coming from or is this?
Maintenance.
they're both going up.
and
Okay, so it's just clerical thing.
It's just to make it look
Okay,
nice.
so it's a,
So you want
so
me
can
to
I say it's a clerical budget adjustment?
If you want to, it's just to make it balanced because
'cause I
it
just
was
want
over
Somebody in the
300.
future to go, what $300? I don't see. what
Yeah,
that is."
no,
So you
no,
wanna put-
the options, as I've told you, is either to take it from the fund to balance.
Yep.
So
And
then
I,
it would change the whole budget, you
and I
know,
remember the
Yep.
discussion.
or it would be increase them both up just to have the same bottom line, you know.
So
So
if
we
we,
put 300 added to park maintenance and 300 to county millage for
for 20,
22-23
22 to 2023,
Budget.
budget.
We could say to balance the budget, because
For clerical correction.
I like that.
Yeah, you like that?
clerical what, you said?
Correction.
To balance.
To balance, okay. Because that's just the main thing, is just to make it balanced, so we don't
Okay.
get
I'm happy. with
sent over
that.
the state for $300.
People keep getting kicked off the line. It must be poor internet. We
Well,
need,
that's what Mike said last month. He said, or a couple months ago, he quit because it kept picking him out like every few minutes, so.
we need fiber optic.
Good luck with that.
Okay, that's all I got.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with the addition,
Correction.
correction.
I'll support. And so we'll spell out what those corrections were.
Yeah, I'll change that in the actual minutes.
Aren't you supposed to write it,
Yeah, but I
you
mean,
know?
all I have to do is do like when.
Oh, like Bruce did?
does it.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just have to put.
Yeah, I know you're, yeah, okay, you're right, you do have to do the caps full
Yeah, so
too,
you
yep.
see why I couldn't just change it, because I wanted to have you spell out why.
And then, just so you know, Bruce, once we approve them, like tomorrow, when I make the corrections, I've been emailing a copy to Brett right away, so hopefully he can get on the.
Oh, good.
Yeah, except I have a whole list that
Yeah,
I'm missing.
I like getting them as quick as I can, because then I can get them done and get it behind me, because I fret over them.
Yep.
I have to find out.
All right, Christie, yes.
Gotta get them.
Dudek.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Duncan.
Yes.
And Berenger.
No.
Okay. Carrie. Treasurer report. Okay. So on this first page, account balance report for Columbus.
Yep.
It doesn't say anything about the two accounts you opened to start the new accounts.
No, it does not.
Why?
I don't know why it doesn't. I'll have to look at it and maybe I may have to check mark it to swing it over. So
Okay.
because this one doesn't have trust and like tax and everything, so maybe I gotta check mark them to send it over, but they are created, so I did make them, but no.
Okay, but the money actually happened.
It's all good. Yeah, you'll see it in the expenses too, because we wrote 2 checks out too and
Yeah.
everything. So yes. Yep, nope, it definitely didn't make it.
Okay,
But nope, good to know. I'll write that down. I'll make sure that goes on there. I didn't even think about that.
Well, everything's so different.
I know, the reports is like I make them
Yeah.
and then I go off.
so if you,
Yeah.
if you get a corrected copy, can you mail it out to everybody?
I can email it to everybody.
That would be good.
Yep, make sure balances are on there.
Any other questions?
Yeah, nothing special really for the, otherwise for the report.
Motion to file?
Oh, I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Um,
Hey, Duncan,
yes,
Berenger,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Carrie. Okay, check pool. I got lots of questions here. Okay, so last month ended at 48, but this one starts at 51. Shouldn't we, even though 49 and 50 are void, shouldn't they be on here?
It should have shown up, but why it didn't, I don't know. I can try to reprint it and see. If I can get it to print and I can send you a new copy of it.
Okay, so
yeah, I don't,
the 3990 is not on the check register. 3992 not on the check register. 93 not on there.
hold on, are those the,
95, 96 are all not on the check register.
are those the transfers of the new
Yeah,
accounts?
Shouldn't have been that many. Why did you do that?
Well, like 2 of them were for opening the new accounts. The paperwork's in there, the backup, but there's no, nothing on
Why
the
didn't
check
it?
register.
I'll have to call
then there's-
BSNA and see. I had to do that last month. Yeah, I see that. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because it's a trans, I don't know, that's really
But
on,
maybe he's
but
right.
it still is a check right now.
Yeah,
But
it's a bunch of.
92, 93, 94, 95, 96.
What are the
That's
other
why I
ones?
checked. I don't know.
It's 225 to open an account, 225 to open an account. And then one's just not there. And then another one's are 94 is just not there. 95 is a void, not there. And 96, I don't know what it is, but it's not there.
How do you have the report saved for the check register?
Yeah, I saved it, but
You save it like with the report profiles or no?
yeah.
You
But
don't?
what I do is I do it from the date of the last time I, like, so last month, whatever, say if the last day I wrote text for the April. I did say April 2nd. So then this month I start with April 3rd. So there's never a day where there's not.
Yep, you do have all checks. You said start for date 408 to 504. Okay, so on check date, everything looks fine. Filter right bank account, all checks. Okay, so let me see what comes. in.
3992.
Yeah, I found the backup. for it.
Yeah,
The backup's in there,
but they're not on.
but the
report.
actual.
But they're not-
shouldn't be here.
but it doesn't show up on the register for some reason. I'll have to, if I can't get to it reprinted, I'll call BSNA and have them help me figure out why it skipped those.
Okay,
And then I'll send everybody,
all right, so next,
okay,
DTE streetlight bill for $469. The bill's in here, but it's not on the register. Like you didn't write a check.
You,
And then-
you paid a DTE
Oh, you know what?
And then
Monday.
there's a
You know
Staples
why?
bill.
I'm sure that's the one I paid.
There's a Staples bill and a Semco bill that are in there also
I bet you,
that there's no check for.
because I think I wrote those checks after I ran this. 'Cause
She, I know you just did the DTE.
I did the DTA
Monday.
yesterday.
Yeah,
I accidentally put those in there. Those are on next month's because once I run this.
cause they're
check
on the,
register,
they're on the,
Those are on the,
post audit.
yeah. So those shouldn't have been in there. So throw those out.
That's it.
Okay, I have it here. Green, and they all showed up. So I do have four, so I have the total amount too, and I can tell you what the checks are for.
No, the backup's in there for
Okay, for every single one?
them. 90
Okay,
and
so
94 and
three-
96 are not in there.
3990 is DTE street lighting. 3991 is Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy's.
Wait. 91's on there.
Yep, okay, 3992.
TE is streetlight.
And then 3994 is Staples. I don't know. I've never printed from
94
this.
is Staples.
I think I
Well,
could.
I'll just-
Okay, and then what's 96?
Okay, 96.
Semco?
What's the name?
Semco, yes. I can
Okay, well-
see if I have a printer on here. I've never printed something from here. Let's see if I can print it. Can you print stuff from your computer, Bruce?
Do you want me just to go in there and see if I can print it off my computer? Right now?
What, I mean, because I could email this to you and you could print it, because just in case if
Okay,
yours is
okay,
weird.
Email it to me
Is
right
it-
now. I'll go turn my computer on.
Yep, I got it right here. So,
Does it have those two voided?
yes, it does. It just shows trust at the bottom, so just ignore the trust. Yeah, I have the brother L8610. I don't know which one that is. 86, so yeah, I can email it to Angie, right?
Brother L86.
I don't know what that one. Alright, so let me save it on my desktop.
You should rename stuff so you know what it
Report.
goes to.
I saved my stuff.
No, on them printers.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Like I would just write Angie's office,
I don't-
my
Can we
office.
change the name on those?
I
Like,
do it all the time.
do you do it on the printer, the devices? Is that how
I
you
do
do
it on
it?
my computer.
So you go to
I just-
devices and do
I
it?
just, yeah, I go into the printer and I rename it.
Okay, I will definitely do it, because me and Andrew both have brothers, and I'm like, okay.
like
give
I
him the
call,
8610.
A home office one or hall one, or auto repair one. I-
Yeah.
All different.
Okay, good to know, because I definitely should do that. Oh, okay, let me send Angie email, new email. If my thing works, maybe.
Oh,
Okay. Catch it. Work. Report and send, okay. Alrighty. Oh, that's one perk for having the cloud online,
yeah.
you know, the one.
You're gonna come back and say your printer don't work. Sorry, I don't have any hold music for you guys to listen to.
All right.
I'll sing a song if you want.
What's it?
No,
Yeah,
don't.
Homer Simpson and lineman for the county.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Jerry. How long's this been going on? Oh, about a month ago, Jerry. I should write to Brett and ask him what inning it is. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell him we should build a baseball field here.
There's a shred day at North Star Bank
Yeah. We got.
in St. Clair County. Maybe. I know Angie has election stuff. It's on May 18th, so that would be pretty soon. And it doesn't look like there's any,
Well, she should run over there with boxes of junk to grind up.
yeah. I'll forward this to her.
Went in while I was waiting for your email to show up, and it doesn't show up on mine either, this way.
It's not on that one either.
Oh, no, it's on this one from Phoebe, but when I go into mine, it's not showing.
Ignore the second page, that's trust.
Yeah, because I went in and.
Because we don't do trust, right? Or do we do trust?
No, we don't
Yeah,
do
we don't do
trust.
trust, yeah.
No, because that's just an in and out
Okay, so
thing.
just do the first
Just
page.
page one, you could throw page two.
Yeah, page 2.
So now we're going to vote on this one.
Right,
Somebody make a motion.
okay, and throw that second page away. I'll make a motion to approve. Electronic. 49 to 52 and checks. 3990 to 4032 totaling $498,984. Should I do the 5 cents freebie? That penny we did, we voided in 5 cents. We had to do that so she could have a check.
39.90.
4032.
Less the void check of 1 cent.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be that total. Yeah, and a voided check 40. No, it's 39.95. For 1 cent.
39.95 is the void one. For 1 cent.
I had to send it in to get that EFT for direct deposit.
Okay,
So I had to send a blank check. Oh. And we had to put it in the computer, so we just put 1 cent on it.
498,
984.
984.05. You better be able to account for that 1 cent when the auditor calls. So is there a second on that motion?
I'll second the motion.
Dudek,
Yes.
Berenger,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Duncan,
Yes.
okay.
Before we move on, I just want to say that I am going to have to write a check next week for that workshop because it has to be in by the 19th.
Yep.
But I don't have a response from 5 people, well, 4 people yet.
Do you want to discuss that, the discussion
I
at the
think
end
we'll
of the?
save it, but I just want you to know that I'm gonna have to write that check before and not.
Oh, you're
hold it.
saying 4 checks, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have
yep,
to write a
okay.
check for that.
You have to
Mail
make-
it in,
yes,
so
you
I
have
just
to
want
make
you
a
to
check.
know I'm going to
Yep.
have to write it.
Okay, now I see what you mean.
It's not a post audit one, but I have to write it.
Yep, yep. Oh. Gosh, all right.
Okay, ordinance officer report. So I guess first thing I'd like to do before we even address stuff on this ordinance report is I'd like the board to consider, can we have a motion maybe to, aggressively address the blight at this 8902?
I'll make the
Big hand.
motion.
But we have to follow the proper procedure before we bring it to court, correct? Or can we back off and go off of our old procedure that we already did, I don't know, however long ago? Can we piggyback off that one, or do we have to start from square
Well,
one
I think
again?
what Bruce wants, maybe is what I'm understanding, is we want you to be able to say, hey, Tracy, go tomorrow, or Brian, and address this. Don't wait till next Monday when you come in. But immediately start talking to these people. Those
I want
pictures are
to call the
horrific.
attorney tomorrow
I agree.
and ask him, can I go straight
Yeah.
to condemning
Yeah.
this place?
Cause it's ongoing, but what's
mean, I
the
was
proper
trying to think-
procedure?
Well, they're a
When
repeat
he was-
offender, correct?
Exactly.
We've already had judgments against them.
Right.
Yeah,
How long
yeah.
ago was that? 6 or 7 years ago? I remember you made me go over there and take pictures and send them to you at the
And
courthouse.
I've been to court twice. on it.
Yeah, and that's. been-
Myself.
Yeah.
And both times, the judge found in our favor and they paid their fine and they went their merry way and they did nothing.
See, and that's the problem. What, it's like,
Because we
okay,
need to go to circuit
Yeah.
court.
just
Not to
paying a
district
fine is
court.
nothing to them.
We need to get a judgment against them.
And I agree.
And I think.
Yeah, we're not
that
looking
this
for
is a-
money, we're looking for cleanup.
I think
you
this is
know?
a serious enough situation that maybe we could red tag that place and condemn it and
But just the
and
fact
get a
that-
hold of the agencies and get some action. So I'd like authorization to be able to do that if you guys are,
I'll make the
good with
motion
that.
to authorize you to call the attorney and start pursuing.
What was
I
the
don't know the
address?
address.
8902.
Correct?
I'm gonna say that this motion is to aggressively pursue blight conditions, okay?
I'll second that motion.
Yeah, I didn't even know they complained. 6 months ago or whenever they said they did.
They did, and I will write to them about it.
If they move out, you guys have to pay them, get rid of all that stuff.
That's a big hand address, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. But what if there's a new owner, though? It would be their responsibility, you
Oh, I
know?
know,
Yeah.
that could be all over.
Yeah,
I was just
But if
wondering,
they don't fix it, then
you
yeah,
aggressively go
Is
after
there
them,
something
can't
like-
remove it.
Yep.
Can you?
exactly, through the court system, yeah, and then we could probably put it on their
Well, that's what I
taxes
was
if the
gonna ask.
court,
Put it on the tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done that before, haven't you?
Spike is on the tax bill, but she changed her name to Fick. Did you know that?
What, FIK?
Just FIK, yeah.
oh, wow. That's kind of. We just do a sick of people, I don't know, saying it different. I
Maybe
don't
she
know.
thinks that they won't know it's her.
Okay, Christie, yes. Dudek,
Yes.
Duncan,
Yes,
Berenger,
Yes.
carried. Okay, now, any questions on the actual ordinance report?
did we, did we make a motion to not have a name, because I'm thinking about what Tracy said, did we make a motion to, about our procedure with the complaint forms, or did we just all kind of like have the mindset of it and move on?
It would be in the minutes, wouldn't
I'm
it?
trying to remember, because he asked me
I
that.
don't think we did because he did question that, like,
Yeah,
you guys didn't vote on that.
Then we'll do that. Because, I've already had this talk more than once too, and that is.
no, it was just to file it,
Yeah.
because he was saying for us to make a motion
All
on
right,
it.
then we'll do that too.
Yeah.
That,
Because we said.
we'll have to make an official policy of all complaints for zoning or blight that appear to be on the level. We will.
Legitimate.
Legitimate.
On the level. On the
Well,
level.
sometimes I lose my words.
The level.
There are no more words.
I know.
Yeah, like no more work. All right, so, yeah, something like that, any complaint that appears to be legitimate, it will be investigated whether a resident gives their name or not. And a complaint form will be filled out by some office personnel.
Okay, but
Yep.
I would think we had agreed too that we were gonna say a complaint form is filled out for a legitimate complaint and signed off by the supervisor.
Correct.
So that he
The
knows.
supervisor will sign off on it.
Yeah.
Before giving it to Justin.
Okay, so tell me how
So
to.
let's say something like that.
Okay, now say it so I can write it.
Remembered it, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion,
All right, so policy or
any legitimate blight or zoning, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Complaint will be approved
Any legit complaint
will be
of zoning or can we say zoning, building or blight? Because I mean, like,
Okay.
even if you see, if somebody complains about a building built without a permit or something, right?
forgot what we said after that.
zoning, building, blight, it will be
Will be,
approved. by the Supervisor will be authorized,
Will be,
will be.
reviewed.
thank you.
Should I move closer?
I know, right?
We got an extra chair.
Yeah, reviewed,
You tell them, I'll sit there.
reviewed and
Will be reviewed by supervisor.
Reviewed and approved by supervisor.
once and approved,
And once approved.
forwarded,
Whether or not resident gives no.
Yeah, we need to make sure of that. Complainant or whatever.
yeah, complaint,
Any legit complaint of zoning, building, or blight will be reviewed by a supervisor and approved, whether or not resident gives name and forwarded on to building clerk. To put into the system
entered,
for investigation.
I like it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
So that's a Behringer.
mhm. I think we need to put in here too,
Go ahead.
that, if it's a walk-in or a phone call, we still have to write a complaint by someone in the office.
Oh, yeah,
Said
yeah.
that.
All right, cool. Yeah,
So where do we want to put that?
right after the investigation, say
Okay. And then put, phone,
complaint forms. Must be filled out by resident or office personnel.
okay.
How's that? Is
Yep.
there a second?
I'll support that.
Oh, Spain, you can.
Christie, yes. Duncan,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes,
Berenger.
Yes.
Carried. We may have to make more rules on this kind of stuff as time goes by, because of discussions I'm having, I'm finding a little pushback on getting stuff going forward.
Mhm. I have a question, and you said there are any questions. I don't understand what this means with the second case on the second page, where it says at the very end, a ticket will be issued awaiting responses on the issuance of the ticket. What does that mean? I mean, if you're going to give him a ticket, why haven't you given him the ticket? I
Awaiting
swore both of
response-
them in so that they could write a ticket.
Yeah,
I don't
I
understand.
didn't know what that meant either.
Okay.
When I read it, I thought they were waiting for a response on the ticket, but apparently they're waiting on a response from us to write the ticket.
I don't know, and
I'll
that's,
have to tell them they
Yeah.
don't need our authorization to write the
once
ticket.
you've reached that
Follow
level,
the,
yeah,
follow the,
yeah, okay. Cause then I thought, do they don't need to go to court. to
well, we
get
have
that.
a policy on it,
Yeah.
so they could just follow it.
The
Okay.
flow chart.
Yeah, I had a question about that too. So
Cause that's on here on a couple of them.
there's another one here, the Billy Haslett, Smith one, so it's. What does it say? Respectfully request that board allow for monitoring of current situation as discussions with property owner indicate there are no intentions for storage of additional items. They are not living in the RV and their future intent is to construct a primary residence.
He told us that they already canceled their building permit, but they didn't start it.
It expired.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, I know.
well. We don't allow for that truck to be parked there, correct?
I say send a second ticket out.
Yes.
Oh, and I thought
I
you
say
couldn't-
follow the
Yeah,
procedure.
I thought you couldn't park that.
All right, his thought is, well, gee, it's a little mess. Not like the big messes we got around and we have bigger fish to fry. But I told him it doesn't matter about other fish. If it's in front of your face already, you can't just ignore it. You have to deal with that fish.
And sometimes you can't go off people's word too, because once we're like, oh, they'll be fine, then we'll forget about it. And, stop
You mean
looking
like,
at it,
No, I don't live at the barn. and then I get
Exactly.
That phone call yesterday.
Exactly, then we won't pay attention, the next thing you know, something else is going on there, or they are living in the camper, or
And here's the
it's
thing,
good to take care of a problem and get it over
and I
with.
know he doesn't know this, but I know for a fact, they're living with her mother and they live in the township. So why can't they park it, that camper or whatever at her mom's house? Where it would be okay to have it.
See. I wish he was standing here today to discuss this instead of me, because this is not coming from me, okay?
Oh,
I'm talking with him.
Yeah, he said the same thing to us.
yeah, he told us this.
He says- That we should be happy if we get 10% of the people to cooperate. I don't agree with that.
But we have,
And
it's
and
not
if,
like he's doing everything. We have Brian doing this, so it's not like it's all on his, it's too much work, I mean, we pay somebody specifically to do this. It's a one man, besides liquor control, the liquor license. To me, I don't see why, gets more zealous on it, so, I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, and is Brian saying this or is Tracy saying this,
Tracy,
I mean, who really makes the calls on those? Is it Tracy then?
Well, they're working together. that's
Yeah,
the
because
thing.
Tracy told me he and Brian did this report together.
Yep. And they're doing it right, just not aggressively enough, I think.
And I know,
I think go through the procedure, write the tickets and go
Yeah,
to the district court and let them pay the fine, let them explain themselves.
And
You
then,
know, it'll cost them a little bit of money, and if they're not gonna clean it up, then they can bring it to the board and let the board decide if we wanna bump it to circuit court.
And have many got resolved? You know?
No. No. But it's not.
So then something's not being done right, you know, if the process isn't being followed, aren't strict enough or something, then, you
It's
know.
not because of my lack of trying, though. I want you to understand that. I am trying to push. And it's
And
not
like-
my job to push. You know,
And-
they should be doing it.
now, Mr. Wall, now understanding the local ordinances will be moving in the direction of selling the camper trailer and has requested a few weeks of leniency after the weather breaks to allow him some time to prepare the camper for the purpose of selling. Extra time was granted. And it's still there?
It's still there.
I-
Nothing's changed. It says something else there about,
About moving the equipment.
oh yeah, further monitoring indicates there hasn't been a good faith effort. Well, yeah.
So,
So now they're gonna send us a second letter. But I thought there was already 2 letters that went out.
because this has been going on for a few months now.
Yep,
And what's the trigger on those letters? Is it
30 days,
does say-
10
It
days.
does say second
ticket.
letter. Yeah, right there, it's like
So
the fourth
30
line.
days, 10 days, and then what's the third one you said? Another 10?
All right, yeah, subsequent to the mailing of the second letter. See,
Yep.
so. And now there can't be another second letter.
So that should have been the third
That
letter.
should be a
It has to
ticket.
go right to ticket.
Yeah, you would think that'd be a ticket now. And once again, time period too, you know, it's like,
Well,
Well, and I'm trying to work with Justin. I want some automatic triggers put in place on that
I
BSNA.
know they can do it.
Well, and they just sent a letter today saying they can't do it. And he forwarded it to me. And there's gotta be some triggers in there that say, send out that next letter,
Well,
send out that ticket.
here's the other thing, though. If they truly can't, then he needs to, once a month, once every week, once every 2 weeks, run that report and see where everything is at, because you can do that. When I print
yeah,
the bonds, it tells you the date.
You know what? I'm gonna tell him that. Because, like I said, I'm pushing for quicker enforcement. I'm the one that has to field the calls most of the time when people are mad about it.
Yep.
So I don't wanna hear it either.
well, even here, okay, he's got the 8902 big hand down here about the commercial dumpster. That was back on March 28th, and as of writing this report, it still is not completed. How much time do they need?
I agree.
A letter should have said, remove the dumpster. You
I
have 10
could,
days or
I
something.
think I heard him say when he was talking to them that they can have a dumpster. I
They
think,
cannot have they cannot have a commercial dumpster on residential property.
okay, cause I think he said that you could, I remember. that-
Well, I think that
Like if you have,
You're ripping your roof off.
yeah, or you need a permit for construction to prove that you need that.
Yeah, yeah, I think I could have sworn he said that, but don't quote me, I
But
could have
didn't
sworn I
he
heard
say
say
that
that.
you couldn't for the winery?
Ask him to show you the ordinance.
Okay, it was just me overhearing him talking to the people that came in. So,
Okay, so,
All right, so I will do more talking and try to I'll put more pressure on and try and get more done here.
so you want us to make a motion to file the ordinance report?
Yeah, and if you want any of these, pushed on, but we can push them on.
Well, I just think if it's this ticket thing, I just feel like they should have written those tickets.
I mean, to me, it's just follow
Yeah,
the
it
procedure.
makes
You know,
sense.
do what you're.
What are you waiting?
you know?
And if they're waiting for that, who are they telling? Are they waiting for a whole month?
Well, didn't one of these guys just say that Tracy said he was waiting to be directed by the board?
He said that he doesn't, they told him he needs to do something. He said he's not doing it because he doesn't work. He answers to the board.
Well, he does. I mean,
But
he's
this
right
thing,
about that.
yeah. But this thing with issuing the tickets, I don't understand that. I thought that was like an on,
Automatic thing.
That's part of procedure. That should just happen.
like, what I'm saying is, what if tomorrow if the date comes up that that ticket should be issued, is he gonna wait till June for us to say issue the ticket? I mean, cause nobody's going out of their way to do what they're supposed to, and that sometimes that's the only way to wake them up is give them something like a ticket.
Yep. So yeah, let's have a motion and I'll keep working on it.
I'll make a motion to file the ordinance officer's report.
Support.
Christie, yes. Dudek,
Yes.
Duncan,
Yes.
Berenger,
Yes.
Gary. Assessor report,
I'll make a motion to file assessor report.
I'll support.
Duncan,
Yes.
Berenger,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Dudek,
Yes.
Gary. Okay. Next, balances per BSA.
Okay.
Tell me
So-
a story.
It's only a story. Just to let you know. So I tried to put stuff together and I couldn't figure out, I called them. And they explained to me that, and this is above my pay grade, I'm not a certified accountant person that does all this, I'm good at bookkeeping and stuff like that, but. It's not our cash balance, it's our fund balance. So we were thinking it's our cash balance, like, oh, in the bank, I got that, $500, and it's not that. They said that this report is how those balances were generated, so a lot has to deal with due to, due froms, and different money that should, so I think a lot has to deal with all the due to and due from all the adjustments that the auditor makes at the end of the year. So it is legit, but it's something that the auditor is gonna probably have to explain to us how.
So they're saying we have the correct beginning balances on the budget,
Yes, and these are how it's generated, but.
whether we think it's different or not.
Exactly. So, and but maybe I was thinking maybe the auditor could help explain this, to
I would
clarify,
hope so.
because I can't, so, but they did say those amounts are correct for.
Can
the
we make
computer.
note of that? Exact thing to ask him?
No, yeah, I definitely
To
will.
explain it to us
Yep, and that was
when he
like,
comes here in July?
yep, and I can give them this report and everything and maybe I could print a new one too, because maybe it will change, once they make adjustments, because they do all these, different adjustments, piles
Okay.
of them, so.
So this is just.
That's just.
It's
a-
more FYI and yeah,
FYI.
so it is right, but don't, I'm just the messenger on it, so,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah.
All right, Superior Heating Maintenance Contract.
Oh.
Superior? They are. So
Right.
did we ever determine if a September bill needs to be paid by June, for what reason?
I got another invoice yesterday in the mail. It's just. That's, I think, when we started was, she, like I told you last time when she sent this. And I called her on it. She said they sent it to everybody they work with, like in townships and stuff, because people are doing their budgets, so they just. That you could see the dollar amount.
All right, is there a motion one way or the other?
I'll make a motion to approve it, the maintenance contract. Personally, I've seen, they spend some time on it. They worked on it. The air conditioner, Phoebe and I've talked too about whether or not, why don't we put a cover on that air conditioning unit for the winter, like most people?
Why didn't they suggest it? Why didn't
I
they
don't know.
offer us one price?
I don't know. I don't have air conditioning in my house, so I know nothing about that.
I'll bet you could buy them at Lowe's or something too.
Or online somewhere cheaper too. I just thought that, I know my daughter just had her service guy do hers and it was full of that cottonwood stuff and it's just the start of the season.
Yeah, you gotta wash them out in the spring and the fall. Okay, got a motion To approve yearly contract. For maintenance,
I'll second the motion.
So it's at 540 then.
$540. And it looks like it includes. For a split system on premises, maintenance in spring and fall, 1-inch filters included, media filters are additional. Includes service call protection. Blah, blah, blah. What, Duncan, second?
Yes. How much did it go up a lot, or was it around?
No, I think I looked, I thought it was the same. as
It was like
last
around the
year.
same, okay.
Hey, Berger,
Yes.
Duncan
Yes,
says yes or no.
I said yes.
Okay.
I said it, didn't I? Okay. It says Bruce in here.
Christie, no.
I whispered it.
Okay,
But it stands there.
he said yes, I said no.
Oh, Stan said yes,
You said
okay.
yes.
See, I didn't hear Stan. so.
Yeah, when did you ask Stan? First?
Said you.
Oh,
me.
Oh,
Okay.
we're too busy laughing.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, yuck it up. Pool insurance renewal. The renewal's $89.36 this year. Looks like we're gonna get about a $3,500 rebate from, you know how they spread out the money
Yep.
afterwards
Overage, yeah.
because of, how many claims they've had. So $89.36, we'll need a motion if we want to renew, and I would also like to include in that motion, could we pay it in a lump sum if we're gonna do it instead of by installment?
I'll make a motion to approve the, what is it,
Pool insurance.
the insurance for the municipal, I lost my page.
Pool insurance.
The pool
renewal
insurance for the,
For 89.36 to be paid
and to be paid in full,
one.
one lump sum.
I'll support. Did we ever talk to the fire department about that, or did we figure it wouldn't work?
I did talk to them, but they gotta send us, I
Oh,
gotta
that's
ask
right,
for
because I
thing.
think it was different than our year.
Yep,
Did somebody second it?
I did.
Christie, yes. Duncan,
yes.
Berenger,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes,
carried. When you pay it, can you call them and say, hey, do I get a paid in full in this account?
Okay.
Because why not, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes you do.
For
I know
insurance,
you
yeah.
do car insurance.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
I know this, my husband had to have a surgery and the hospital called me, said, if you pay it today, we take 10% off of your deductible.
You said, who do I make the check out to?
I paid it over the phone.
Okay, so that one's covered, carried. Next, Council on Aging request. So with this request. I was asked before to find out what do you get for that money, aside from the.
Veteran.
Meals
or
on
the
Wheels.
Yeah, okay.
They have this updated program of weekly schedule of ping pong, billiards, darts, arts, euchre, pickleball, anything you want to do.
Where is this located?
Oh, they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
So,
So, like,
You have to call somebody and ask them that.
so no place near here.
And then also I wanted to point out, Phoebe so kindly put a settlement report last month in here for the taxes.
Yes.
And I want to point out that we already put, our township already paid $180,000 towards seniors.
So can I make the motion like every year to respectfully decline? You know, they even called the East China School Board members to ask them to give money. Somebody contacted me.
Respectfully decline, you said?
I'll second.
Second,
We did.
Duncan,
Yes.
Dudek,
Yes.
Berenger,
Yes.
Christie, yes. Carried. Any board discussion on any other
I just have one thing.
issue?
What did we, I wanted to talk about this, workshop that we made mandatory, but we never said what happens if you don't go. So I just thought it would be nice to have a little clarification on that.
What did we do for the board of review? Because remember that we
They didn't
required
get
them to
paid.
go to
They
class?
didn't get paid.
Here's what we said.
Okay.
If they went to the class, they would get paid. It was something like they would get paid right away, but
What we did
they
originally,
wouldn't get paid till the end of the year. or
no,
something
what we
like that.
originally did was they got paid as soon as they did the class, but then when somebody went to the class but didn't show up for board of review, was when Pat was still
That was
here.
it.
You
Okay.
guys said you won't get paid till the end of the year because if you don't go to the class, because if you don't go to the class, you're not certified. You have to have a certificate saying you're certified for board of review to
I
be
know,
able
I
to
know.
be on the board.
In fact, I missed it this year. I didn't find out there was a class this year.
Well, see, Christine, I thought she usually gives it to everybody.
Nobody told me.
Oh, well, they came here, two of them came here and did it. But I don't know what the answer is for planning and ZBA, but we all discussed it and Brett's the one who said that he thought the planning commission should be included in it because they needed it. Well, everybody on the ZBA said they'd go, but I have 5 people, Brett included, who haven't responded.
Huh.
And I have to mail the money in to
Well,
them.
I know Sue said she couldn't make it.
Sue Diener.
Yes.
And I think I got a thing somewhere that Carol said she couldn't, so
Yes,
then
yes, Carol did say she
Yeah.
couldn't, didn't she, last week?
somebody at the planning commission, maybe.
Yep.
So
And then Cooper's handed her
she
in,
did, yeah.
and then
I have
Brett didn't show up to the
Brett, yeah,
meeting.
Brett didn't come.
Matt told me he already told you.
Yeah. So Sue and Carol said no. I have Hope and
Hope
Kim.
and Kim, and I gave them the paper. They said they'd turn it in.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want to email them
I'm
or
gonna
something.
email them tomorrow and say I need a response by the end of the week, but then that still doesn't,
All right, so what are you suggesting we do?
I don't know. I don't know what the suggestion is, but
Shoot them at sundown?
well, we made it mandatory. I don't, and it's kind of like the ZBA when they said, oh, they said it's mandatory, but nothing will happen if you don't show.
Well, it's because,
I don't know how you enforce it.
well, you can't enforce it, I don't think, but I mean, this is just my personal thought. Is if you care about what you're doing and you're a responsible adult, you'll make every effort to go to it.
But I told
And
you,
it's not like we do these often, you know,
Yeah.
like there was
it's only
for a
twice a year,
while.
but like I told you before,
Favor,
Yes, sir.
send out a reminder when that is.
I have several times.
We got one yet.
Do you-
No,
you
no,
have
for a
his-
workshop.
For the workshop, yeah, he goes.
Oh,
I signed up for it.
You signed up, right?
Yeah.
I did. Hope you got it still.
You got it, Dave?
oh, yeah, I got yours.
Oh,
And I have
Dave.
to
Hi,
say-
Dave. Dave.
New minutes.
Well, I'll screw it up, Justin.
But anyway,
How it's done?
yeah, I like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, I said this before, when we used to have it, it was always Stan and Diane would always go. Hardly anybody else.
Mhm.
I go for the cookies.
What do you think, Stan?
Well, it used to be a lunch, but now it's
Well-
a cookie.
Maybe if we put it in writing that,
I mean, we're paying them and giving them mileage.
Right,
You'd think
Right.
they'd go just for that
and the cookie.
and the cookies.
or maybe make it aware to people too, that if you don't go to these workshops, it shows us that you're not interested and you may not be reappointed to your position.
That's true.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a very good idea.
That-
They are doing a disservice to their,
Right.
you know.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure that goes. in
So who
there.
signs
That's
it?
important.
So who signs the letter? Angie Ringer.
If they don't go,
Pardon me?
can't you just fire them if they don't go?
But then the problem is then you're shorting those boards.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
Right,
can't
you
short,
can't fire
we can't
people off
short the
board.
planning commission 4 people, because everybody from the ZBA is going.
Well, and it's against the law to just fire somebody off a board.
Right.
I mean, they're,
You have to have. a
Unless they're
real reason.
absent.
they get due process, even if they go according to rules and miss 3 meetings in a row. They still get to go before the board and
Yeah.
explain their story and try and get out of it.
Actually, I don't know if it's 3 in a row or if it's 3 total, because I called once on that. You had me check on that, but I don't.
It's 3 in a row.
And, yeah, but I think just putting in writing that, this is,
Not attending,
Maybe we should send an email to the ones that have not
I'm going to, but it's just.
signed up and say something to that. effect.
Yeah. 'Cause and they're not gonna be knowledgeable, it's
Yeah.
the whole point. You gotta be educated for your job,
And
you
the
know?
thing that kind of bothers me is like, like Hope, she's brand new.
Yeah, anybody brand new would,
Mhm.
you would think would want to get whatever information they could. And usually they hand out a little pamphlet or something that gives you information. That's where I got that, the ABCs of the ZBA from.
Yeah.
That little, that's gotta be like a 20-page thing that tells about the
Yeah.
ZBA.
sometimes year after year it's old, but they haven't had workshops in how many years because of the
3,
Chinese
yeah,
flu.
3.
The Wuhan flu.
Okay. I think I'll write up a little letter. I'll send it to you, Bruce, to look at it and see what you
Okay.
think, and then I'll just maybe send that out, but I am gonna send them a reminder email and say, I never heard from you. I have to mail the check out. Otherwise, the fee goes up.
You can even say it was discussed at the township board meeting too,
Yeah.
if you want, so it's not just you,
Right.
like Angie said,
Oh,
cause you never, yeah, exactly.
understand that.
I know, right.
Anything else?
Seth's brought attention to me, Diane Cooper was arguing her check for 15 minutes, and he explained to me why she was arguing it, and I understand Seth's side, and I wanted to just get clarity on, so she got paid for border review. So I don't know if you guys remember, did we ever make a motion saying that they would get paid for 1 full hour?
No,
Okay.
it was.
Like,
me-
even if they were there for a half an hour, no matter, like, cause board
No,
reviews have been
we never
short
made
lately.
that motion like that.
Okay.
In fact, it's totally my fault that I said if one person has to punch a time card, everybody has to punch a time card.
Okay.
It's only fair.
Okay.
Cause why don't we pay Michael an extra hour if he stays a minute over?
Cause he was saying,
Or
he's
if
like,
he leaves an
well,
hour early.
'cause he's like-
pay him the whole day.
he was saying, well, they do have to drive out here and then, okay, and then they
Everybody
can
has to
call.
Then they can sit there in his office for the last 45 minutes and punch
Okay.
out. I
So
don't
he was
care.
just telling me that, so I was like, oh, I
If they're
remember.
gonna get paid for an hour, they better.
Cause
get paid
he
for an
was
hour.
going off of what we said, cause I mean, he wouldn't have done that without some direction, and I kind of remember it, but I
Well,
didn't know
if
what you
somebody
guys.
could find it somewhere.
I looked
Then
back
good.
through some of the minutes and I couldn't find
Yeah,
it.
and I don't know how long ago.
I know I would have never voted for
And
that.
I looked
Okay.
back through some old paychecks, and what did I show you? Was it there was
Yes.
1 month, like the December border review, they were only here a half hour, and Christine put a half hour, and that's
Yeah.
what I paid them. I didn't pay
So-
them an hour.
I just told him that I would bring it up to you guys and kind of, because I can't go off my memory.
I'm
too.
just trying to make everything the same for everybody.
No,
all the time.
No, but especially when it comes to government, it's best, you
Well,
try to do that
and
where
the,
you
and the
can,
bad thing is, if we're punching time cards and then we say, oh, well, they punched for 45, but I'll pay them for an hour. And then the auditor comes and says, explain to me why
Well,
you
that's a good
paid them.
Why you signed them for
That's
an
a good
hour?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
or explain to me how come these two didn't have to do a time card, but all these other ones did. That kind of stuff.
Yep, I understand. Yep, he just wanted me, he was going off what he said and, what he heard, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know, I'll bring it to
Because
the
if you're
board.
paid a certain amount for a meeting, doesn't
It
matter.
it was an
And
example.
it wasn't.
But we didn't
You're
vote
right.
that.
When I was the deputy and we have to take those election classes up at the county, it's a 2-hour class, and they just give you a little certificate. And they actually came and said to me, well, you got paid for 2 hours, you don't have a time or anything. And I said, this is all they gave us. Pat had to explain to them that that's the only way we could monitor is what the county sent us saying, and every class was a 2-hour class, so that's what people got paid.
Yeah.
So we had to explain that to them.
But.
Yeah.
Well, you'll also remember back when we were just believing what people wrote. One of them was there for 2.3 hours and one of them was there for 4.5
I
hours.
remember
Remember
that.
that.
I called Bruce and I go, wait a minute,
Yeah.
how could there be this huge difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember
That's
that.
when we had to set some limits. Or over.
And the other thing is, I made this little list and I put Brett's not here to give it to him. Because he doesn't have, like in November of 22, instead of, he put the February 23 minutes on the website. The only reason I'm checking is because of the auditor, they have to have the minutes for the whole year. And so.
And in
I
the
missed-
past, they
Yeah,
just want.
yeah, so they could look them up.
I have sent him everything.
Well, he even emailed me about a month or so ago and said, I don't have this, this and this, and I sent him everything that he asked me for.
Well, it's probably busy with baseball.
And then
I can imagine
Phoebe,
too.
Phoebe brought this up, that some of this building stuff is way off.
Yes, I know Justin emailed him because they're
Okay.
paying that 150 application fee and we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well-
people were sending checks in and then we're having to like get more money and it's just been, we just need it off there because
I
they're
mean, I can
going.
make a copy of this, or I can
Well, if
scan it
there's-
and send it.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, but this is the stuff that like
If there's certain things that need to be corrected, it'd be best to put it in writing.
yeah, because like your September and October instead of.
The board of review on there needs to be repaired also.
Oh, I think he fixed that.
No, I saw it today,
I thought I looked at it.
and it says, that the taxes go to Macomb County, and it should say
Oh,
St. Clair County. And it says,
But I think
that they get, last day to collect taxes or some date in 2020.
that was for the hardship thing I read too.
But it should say on there,
Yeah,
instead of a date, it should say annually. Or something every year or something like that. So you don't have to
every year
change it.
on March 31st or
Yes.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna know. I mean, well, I do
Well,
understand
no,
the year, but yeah, we just gotta bring it to his attention.
But yeah, stuff like that, if you see it, you write it down and we'll give it to him so that he can deal with it at his leisure. Right?
Okay,
And don't have Diane call him. Well, he gets upset about that.
If you call,
Well, if he gets bugged about it, he's like,
Oh.
well, look at what he said last month. He's like, why is everybody so worried about that website?
if he doesn't wanna do
I
it,
thought he
though,
was gonna go.
then maybe somebody else, maybe we can just try to, if it's too much
We
for
can rent
him.
it out.
That information.
We could rent
I
it out.
can email him this, I just can't.
We could do that too, because I mean, especially nowadays, I always, you look at web pages, that's what you do, for anything, I mean, that's what
Well, and I get-
you know.
I get information from people all the time that want to do our website.
Oh, I
So
know.
if
What,
you
to that
you got
revised,
some prices,
weren't we supposed to have that
I'll be glad to
revised
do it.
person come do a presentation?
Yeah.
And then they never did, but
and I didn't call him back, he dropped the ball and I did not.
they came out here once and talked to us about it long ago,
Yep,
and they were very expensive.
they are expensive.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. What time is it? 9:03. I'll support. It's 2 months in a row, Phoebe. We'll do
I
it.
thought I did it last
No.
month.
Who was second?
Me,
Andy,
Phoebe dropped the ball.
any updates with the fiber optic high speed internet?
See you later, Diane.
No, nothing.
I haven't heard anything. The guy hasn't